Available now. Link below.
In this special report, we peel back the layers of a controversy that's sending shockwaves throughout the nation. As Easter Sunday is behind us, the day that's sacred to millions of Americans across America, well, it collided with an unprecedented White House proclamation, Transgender Day of Visibility. The move sparked a firestorm of criticism, accusations of sacrilege, and deep-seated division. But there is more to the story than meets the eye. The accusations fly, and the nation finds itself at a cultural crossroads. So we delve into the heart of the controversy, examining the facts, the fury, and the fallout. What motivated this clash of dates, and what does it reveal about the battle for America's soul? Stay tuned, because this is one report you can't afford to miss, especially as we reveal the final thought that will have everyone talking. Now, a nation divided, where faith and freedom of expression find themselves at odds, the tale of Easter Sunday and Transgender Day of Visibility unfolds. It's a story not just of policy, but of people caught in the crossfire of ideology. So if you imagine for a moment the profound symbolism of this clash. On one hand, Easter, a cornerstone of Christian faith, celebrating resurrection and renewal. On the other, Transgender Day of Visibility, a modern call for acknowledgement and equality. Well, this juxtaposition, like a mirror to our society, reflects the struggle between preserving tradition and embracing so-called progress. As we navigate this delicate balance, the question looms: can unity be found, or will the chasm of misunderstanding continue to widen? Now, the controversy surrounding President Joe Biden's proclamation of Transgender Day of Visibility has sent ripples throughout the nation, highlighting a deep-seated cultural and religious divide. Critics argue this move by the Biden administration not only undermines the sacredness of Easter, but also signifies a broader assault on Christian values under the guise of inclusivity. In response to the backlash, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre defended the president, emphasizing Biden's Christian faith and his commitment to unity and the dignity of all Americans. Now, his statement, however, did little to quell the storm of discontent brewing across the country. Let's take a look.
So the criticism over the Transgender Day of Visibility, the White House said that the president wouldn't abuse his faith for political purposes. Does the president think that's what Republicans are doing on this issue?
I mean, look, just a couple of things, and really so surprised by the misinformation that's been out there around this, and I want to be very clear. Every year for the past several years, on March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility is marked. And as we know, for folks who understand the calendar and how it works, Easter falls on different Sundays, right? Every year. And this year it happened to coincide with Transgender Visibility Day. And so that is the simple fact. That is what has happened. That is where we are. And I do want to say a couple of things, because I think it's important here. As you just stated in your questions, what we've been hearing out there, a lot of misinformation done on purpose. And as a Christian who celebrates Easter with family, President Biden stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity and freedoms of every American. Now, sadly, and it's not surprising, right? It is actually unsurprising that politicians are seeking to divide and weaken our country with cruel, hateful, and dishonest rhetoric. It is dishonest what we have heard the past 24 hours. It is untrue what we heard over the weekend. And, we were at first, want to be very clear, confused on their coverage. We're grateful that Fox agrees with President Biden about the importance of recognizing Trans Day of Visibility. And I'll just quote something that Fox said back in 2021. They tweeted this: Trans Day of Visibility is dedicated to celebrating transgender people. To all the transgender men, women, and non-binary folk, we see you and stand with you. President Biden will never abuse his faith or for political purposes or for profit. That is not what this administration is about. That is not what being a leader is about. And this misinformation out there is it's bad. And it is dividing, it is caused to divide us. And I want to say one more quote. This is what Politico covered every year. And I said this at the top of my answer: Transgender Day of Visibility is on March 31st. This year, March 31st just so happens to be also Easter, the date of which changes every year. That's how I started out, and that's how I end.
Thank you.
Now, the situation bears an uncanny resemblance to the staggering debt crisis gripping our nation. Just as the White House words fail to address the concerns of millions of Christians, countless Americans find themselves drowning in a sea of debt, their voices unheard. With the national debt Surpassing $1 trillion, it paints a vivid picture of a relentless pressure and financial strain many face in these trying times. But amidst turmoil, there's hope. National Debt Relief has emerged as a beacon of financial salvation, offering customized plans to guide Americans out of debt. With a stellar reputation, over 600,000 clients served since 2009, they've become the go-to solution for those seeking to regain control of their lives. Visit NoDebtWithGary.com for a free consultation and take the first step towards financial freedom, just as we must take steps to address the concerns of the faithful in these divisive times. Now, the controversy further intensified when former President Donald Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson, leading the charge, accusing the Biden administration of betraying the central tenet of Easter. The administration's decision to ban religious egg designs at the White House Easter art event further fueled accusations of a deliberate disregard for Christian traditions. Amidst this tumult, images surfaced that starkly illustrated the discord. One such image showed Speaker Johnson's condemnation of the White House actions, asserting a betrayal of Easter's true meaning, as you can see here. And following this, Franklin Graham's statement surfaced, where he criticized the administration for using Easter to flaunt sin and glorify sin, showcasing the depth of the rift between the administration's actions and Christian community sentiments. Now, we also take a look at the administration's narrative further facing scrutiny when contrasting social media posts were observed. On Easter Sunday, while the English-language White House account marked the Transgender Day of Visibility, the Spanish-language account didn't mention it, instead commemorating Cesar Chavez Day. This discrepancy raised questions about the administration's messaging and its perceived sensitivity to different demographic groups. As the debate raged on, President Biden found himself at the center of a media storm. An interaction during the White House Easter egg roll, Biden was questioned about his decision to proclaim Easter Sunday as Transgender Day of Visibility. Well, his response was unequivocal. He said, "I didn't do that." Well, the statement added another layer of complexity to the controversy, suggesting either a disconnect with the administration or a misinterpretation of the events by the public. Take a look at this.
So,
Mr. President, what does Easter mean to you, sir? Sir, what does Easter mean to you?
Time for forgiveness and people getting together and working with love and no phoniness. Be straight with people.
And Mr. Speaker Johnson the other day said Speaker Johnson said you betrayed the tenet of Easter by proclaiming Easter Sunday as Transgender Day. He called it outrageous and abhorrent. What do you say to Speaker Johnson?
He's thoroughly uninformed.
Uninformed how?
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that. Well, critics argue that the administration's approach to the issue reflects a broader trend of prioritizing political correctness over religious sensitivities. They point to the selective recognition of significant days and the inconsistent messaging across different language platforms as indicative of a strategic yet insincere attempt to cater to specific voter bases. Now, the narrative of division and the quest for inclusivity at the expense of traditional values has sparked a nationwide discussion. As America grapples with these issues, the need for a dialogue that respects both diversity and faith traditions has never been more apparent. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. In today's America, where the fabric of society is woven with threads of diverse beliefs and identities, the controversy surrounding Easter Sunday and Transgender Day of Visibility underscores a critical junction. As we navigate this landscape, the essence of what it means to be a republic is built on the principles of freedom, dignity, and respect for all. It all comes into sharp focus. This isn't just about a proclamation or a day on the calendar. It's about a broader dialogue about how we embrace our differences without diminishing our traditions. It reminds us that unity in diversity requires not just tolerance, but a deep understanding and respect for the complexities of human identity and faith. As we forge ahead, let this moment be a catalyst for a more inclusive and respectful and united republic. Yes, for all. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.